Late one night, a funeral home employee would be investigating a strange noise when suddenly he would capture something eerie. A few months ago, these funeral home employees would capture one of the coffins moving on its own. However, things would only get more bizarre as recently one of the employees would record another video at the funeral home, this time during the night.
Estamos aquí en la funeraria, otra vez, con ruidos raros. Entonces, pues, está solo. Ahora sí, cuál pinche que se ve, que nada. Estoy solo a la chingada. Estoy solo. A la chingada. A la chingada. No mames. A la... Pues aquí platicándole lo que nos está pasando aquí en la fune. Llegó un cuerpo aquí pues embalsamar, lo están preparando. Ya lo terminaron. Se han estado escuchando cosas raras. Se han empezado a ver pues así como sombras, como no sé, algo muy raro que normalmente no pasa aquí. Pues está solo, como podemos ver. No hay nadie.
The funeral home employee would be alone investigating strange noises he heard coming from the back of the funeral home, when suddenly, one of the objects placed standing up in the room would slowly fall onto the floor, seemingly on its own. This object appears heavy and therefore would take a lot of force to be able to push it onto the floor. Spooked, the funeral employee would back away and retreat into another room. He then goes on to explain that they recently received a body to be prepared for a funeral, and shortly after this, they've been experiencing strange occurrences, such as unexplained noises and seeing dark shadows, leaving us and this funeral home employee to wonder, what exactly has been captured taking place in this funeral home? And is this footage more proof that this funeral home could be haunted?
Estoy solo a la chingada. Estoy solo. A la chingada. A la chingada. A la... No mames. A la...
Late one night, two friends would be doing a seemingly innocent Instagram live in their room, when suddenly, something truly terrifying would take place.
Kita tak dapat lagi pasuk wifi. Nampaknya bateri sudah mau habis bah. Touch. Sekejap awak semua. Saya kasih charge dulu. Sini dulu nak on ni. Sini adalah ni aku punya power bank. Sorry. Oh, pantai. Sorry. Ya.
The Instagram live starts out with us seeing the two friends in the room, with one of them closer to the camera, while the other is on her laptop towards the back of the room. However, the friend on her laptop would be doing a Ouija board session which we can hear in the background. And during this time, the friend interacting with the live chat would be completely unaware.
Awak semua. Saya kasih trust dulu. Sini dulu nak.
However, things would suddenly turn paranormal as the lights in the room would abruptly flicker off and on, and a door in the background would slam shut on its own. The friend interacting with the live would react to the sudden occurrence. However, the friend in the back would remain eerily motionless. The girl notices this and goes to check on her friend, only for her friend to push her away and scream at her. The footage would then abruptly end, leaving us to wonder what exactly has been captured taking place during this Instagram live. And does this footage show a live paranormal event taking place with a Ouija board?
Sorry. Yeah?
Paranormal investigator would be doing an investigation on an abandoned home in the middle of the woods, which is supposedly haunted. The house that this paranormal investigator is doing an investigation on is completely abandoned and situated in a heavy forested area. Before he goes inside, he explains that the previous owner of this home ended up moving out after a little boy drowned in a pool built in the backyard of the home. And people who pass by this home claim to hear what sounds like a little boy crying out from inside the home, as if he is still there, even though it's completely abandoned. However, after this brief introduction, the paranormal investigator would start to hear strange noises coming from within the home, and he would attempt to call out to whoever is there.
Estoy escuchando ruidos medio raros. Hola. Uy. Algo. Como si vinieran aquí. Es mi idea o se mira como si estuviera alguien aquí parado, miren. Por dentro. A ver. Hola. 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 El baño está manchado de color rojo, de un color muy extraño. Qué miedo. De aquí es donde se escucha.
After yelling out hello, he decides to get closer to the home, when suddenly we can hear what sounds like the cry of a little boy from within the home. He then decides to investigate the source of the noise and finds no one inside the area in which he heard the noise coming from, leaving us and this paranormal investigator to wonder, what exactly has he captured during this investigation? And could this have been the spirit of the little boy, still trapped within the home, crying out to whoever is there? Late one night, a boy and his brother were watching the Conjuring movies, when suddenly, one of them would notice something eerie.
Please tell me you see it going upside down. Oh my god. Bro. I'm actually out of here, dude.
A Reddit user on the r// Paranormal Encounters subreddit would upload footage he captured while him and his brother were watching a Conjuring movie late into the night. The Conjuring movies are a series that follows the true events that took place during the paranormal investigations of the well-renowned Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were paranormal investigators during the late 1900s. In the footage, we can see the brothers in the room as one of them starts recording a cross placed on a nearby wall, when suddenly, the cross starts moving towards the left before abruptly stopping. It should be noted that during many of the Conjuring movies, crosses placed on the walls would move upside down on their own, making what was captured even more chilling, leaving us and these brothers to wonder, what exactly have they captured taking place, and did the Conjuring movies have a play in the cross moving on its own?
Please tell me you see it going upside down. Oh my god. Bro. I'm actually out of here, dude.
Before we move on to our last frightening clip, make sure you're subscribed so you can stay in the loop for the latest frightening findings. And while you're at it, give that like button a spook, and check out some other scary videos I showcase on this channel. Now, let's continue. A man would be scanning through some old family photographs, when suddenly he would notice something bizarre. A Reddit user on the r// Paranormal subreddit would upload a picture of a photograph they found while scanning through some old family photos. In the photo, we can see 3 people standing in front of a window, with another person sitting down off towards the left side of the room. See if you can notice anything strange in this photograph. If we look towards the back of the room, we can see what looks like a hand above the heads of the 3 people in front, grabbing onto a curtain. The hand doesn't seem to belong to any of the people in the photograph, and we can see no one else standing in the room that could be grabbing onto the curtain. However, the OP would add some more chilling context to the photograph. During the pandemic, I scanned a bunch of old family photos as a favor for my dad. Most of them just stayed in my computer files, but recently I went back to look through them and found something strange in this picture of my dad with 2 of his friends in the 1980s. If you look closely at the window behind them, covered by a floral curtain, there's a hand holding onto the curtain rod. The weird part is that it doesn't logically belong to any of the people in the photo. For that hand to belong to one of them, their bodies would have to be tilted or positioned in a way that's obvious in the photo, but their stances don't show that at all. Another odd detail, the curtain is hanging very close to the wall, so there isn't really space for someone to be standing behind it with their arm raised. If that were the case, the fabric would show some bulging or distortion, but it looks completely flat. For context, the image was scanned, and it does show normal signs of aging, wear, some grain, and stains from the masking tape that it used to be stuck with. But the photo itself has not been altered in any way. I'm not sure if this could be explained by a film developing error, some kind of double exposure, or if it's just an illusion, but the proportions and positioning look off to me. This other photo was taken a few years before the one in my original post, in the same house and in front of the same window. Here, there's no curtain, so you can clearly see the design of the window and how the curtain rod is mounted above the actual frame. That's why I still find it odd to think it could simply be someone reaching from outside. The rod sits higher than the frame, so anyone would have had to put their arm through the window, then raise it a few extra inches and bend it at an awkward angle to line up like that. On top of that, the space between the curtain and the wall was very narrow, so if someone had been hiding right behind it, the fabric should have shown some distortion. Commenters would be divided on what exactly this mysterious hand could be, leaving us in this OP to wonder, is this mysterious hand simply a weird error that occurred during the taking of this photograph, or something more paranormal?